Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more of the token version mod of Stellaris Star Trek New Horizons. I'm playing as United Federation of Planets, formerly United Earth. Let's go ahead and continue here.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we actually have two construction ships that have nothing to do, and I think the colony ship's already going to be headed on its way. I forget where it's going. Where is it going? Ah, down there. Alright. Okay, construction ship. I think we're done in here. Let's just double check. Yeah, so this is the planet we're going to be colonizing, so that makes no sense to build anything there. So let's move on. Do we have anything to build here? We do on the star, so we'll just go ahead and grab that construction ship and tell them to come over here and build a mining station. Okay, the other construction ship is this one. And let's see what we've got. So we've got around the star. This is a possible habitable world, so I think we're probably not going to do anything there. We also have this. Well, I always prioritize minerals, so I'm going to go with that. Okay. We're good to go there. Alright, so that should be everything. Get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. Mary and Unity we now have Casus with because they have touched us, our border. And it does make the expansion in this direction possibly a high priority. Got 60% habitability. We already have control of this, so 50%. And no habitable worlds here. This is not particularly resource rich. So outside of just getting rid of border core, like this really squiggly line that we have, none of these systems so far are really worth it. We'll have to see. Same thing here. As much as this would fix the squiggliness of our borders, it's kind of garbage resources in here. So, more than likely we're going to focus more on expanding towards the Saurians and the Romulans, which may...
Construction
complete. So we've passed the leadership.
Complete.
Okay, more construction going on here. And we have research. Okay, so let's... get rid of that. Okay, so mining station in here. May still have some things to build in this system because there was a lot of resources in here. Giving it a quick eye over. Okay, so this is the last thing we could build, but we don't have the ability to collect this resource, so we can't do that for now. Okay, so we got to reprioritize where we're going to send that construction ship. What about in the Vega system here? Well, this is a colonizable world, so I think I'm going to pass on that, and we can't get that resource. So that is done. Okay, moving on. Altair, probably similar situation where the only thing, yeah, there. I believe there was stuff here, though. Sigma Draconis, yeah, this system. This was a previously inhabited world, but they blew themselves up, which we can see if I actually click on the system. We go in here. That's the last vestige of the population that was once here, and if we look at the thing, it's a radiated planet. That's because they nuked themselves into oblivion. So this construction ship is going to go ahead and build a mining station there. I think we're more or less good to go in this western sector of our empire. Everything else is more or less built. So really it's a look towards expansion and where we'd want to expand. And at the moment I don't really have necessarily great candidate. Probably this system here would be good to have before the Romulans get it. So once this construction is done, we'll probably start looking towards that. Okay, so we're good to go with this particular thing. The biggest starbase has finished its construction queue, as has that. So we now have more star shipyards. Yeah, shipyards. Starbases that are shipyards because of those constructions. That's good to see. We can get rid of this nonsense too. Okay, and then we have our technology. Okay, so molecular phase inverter. Let's do new research. I very much would like to get better weaponry if I can, or better shield. So we've got a tractor beam. What does this do? Used to hold various objects. Snare or devices may only be installed on destroyer-class starships. Okay, so maybe you could grab torpedoes or something? Okay, we've got the warp inhibitor, warp field and nullifier, enter FTL inhibitors, and a warp inhibitor. Okay, that doesn't sound particularly Federation. We also have secondary plasmadyne relay. Disperses the plasma of blast across a large area, draining enemy shields. So this is going to, yeah, increase shield damage. Alright. As much as I have a research bonus towards this, I'm not sure how much I want to research it. I'm going to go with the tractor beam instead. Okay, and then we also have... What was the other research that we did, so I can remember? Okay, we got engineering lab number 2, which probably means we have some things to upgrade. Yeah, I see that now. Okay, let's do the new research. So minefield, very unlike us. I don't think that the Federation would be laying minefields. I mean, maybe they would. And I can think of a couple examples where there was laying of mines, but it doesn't seem very Federation-like. We still haven't done anything with the shuttle pods, but really what this is going to get us is the fighter craft, which that's very... I mean, that almost goes entirely against stuff that you see in the Star Trek universe altogether. And then this unlocks a station. We might end up going with that. I mean, we do have an appropriate... I find it interesting that there's a minefield here. Minefield here. Is that the same thing, or is it slightly different? Maybe if we unlocked this, this would go away. I mean, it does give us a torpedo, perhaps. Unless... maybe it just makes the minefields more effective because it's advanced warhead technologies. Well, we do have a bonus towards this, but I'm not sure this is something I really necessarily... care about. I mean, this could be good. You know what? We'll go for it because it's a cheap technology, and we do have a bonus for it. We'll get through it quickly, because none of the other techs are really that interesting to me. This will take only 5 months to do, so that's not too bad. Okay. I believe we're good to go with everything. The main reason I even did this, for example, is so that we can go to our second fleet, and we can now hit upgrade fleet, and they'll do it at the starbase they're already in orbit of, so that's nice. And I believe we already did that with the third fleet. Yeah, the third fleet's already upgraded. So I am curious to see, so where are we in power right now? We're at 908. Let's see how that goes. I don't think there's a lot of modifications here.
Fleet upgraded.
Yeah, 942. Okay. Well, we'll just have to keep an eye on that.
Research complete.
Okay. Research complete. We have more tile blockers. Let's see what we can get. So controller anarchy, that sounds interesting. I still don't know really what it's going to do. Naval capacity up. We are getting close to our naval capacity limit, but we have other ways of increasing it as well. I think this is intriguing, so I'm going to go for it. Okay.
Anomaly detected. Construction
Be not for now. Oh, that reminds me. We have all this upgrading to do. Let's go to Earth. Okay. So... Here. Here. Moving on. Centauri. Got... It's going to burn through a lot of resources doing, but science is always pretty important. Okay. There goes all my resources. So Pajem will also have some upgrades. At least the arrow says that we would, yeah. Oh, it's on an energy thing, so I don't really care about that. Alright, so we did all the upgrades I cared about. And then pretty much everything's going to be centered around... oh, that reminds me. We just popped out on their ship, which is now in our third fleet. So our third fleet is increased to 521. The one thing I'm curious to look at, so it expects 2 of 2. I'm a little confused exactly what this whole 2 of 2 thing is. Like, last time, when I moved ships around, it still it kept saying 2 of 2. Now, maybe I was being impatient. Like, let's say if we hit split fleet. Yeah, see, now it says 1 of 2, but it says 1 of 1 here. Now, will this go away, this 1 of 2, if I wait some time? Maybe if I deselect, I come back into the 3rd fleet.
An alien empire has established communications.
I'm not sure. Alright, well, either way, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I'm going to merge the 3rd fleet and the 1st fleet. I think I was reading in... Yeah, see, it still says 1 of 2. That's strange. I don't know if it affects anything or not. Maybe that's what this guy can effectively command. I'm not really sure. Alright, so we have got a new contact here. Okay, that word, coalition. I have no idea who these are. I'm not reminded of anything. If it's a reference, maybe it's very obscure. Okay, well, let's see. Bring you this warning. Keep your ridiculous-looking alien ships well away from our space, and know that our military will respond to any transgressions with maximum force. So these guys are xenophobes, yep, militarists, and materialists. So they're not going to like us. Alright. I'm curious where they're going to be on the map. Well, as I said, not a whole lot we can do here that they would like us. Let's just go with this one. Okay, we're going to talk to them again. The Tholians. Oh, these guys. All right, this is going to be a fun conversation. So, yep, xenophobe, militarist, materialist. Unidentified vessel. Do not trespass in the territorial annex of the Tholian Assembly. You must leave this area immediately. We claim this territory and are prepared to use force if necessary to protect our property. Yeah, these guys are very xenophobic. I'm surprised it's only xenophobe. It should be like extreme. Okay, well, let's go with this one. I mean, we're not going to have a great relationship with these guys no matter what we do. Okay, we're going to talk to them 3 times. Alright. Let's take a look at those contacts, but I have a feeling that neither one of them are going to like me. So, where are we on this? Tholians, minus 25. Okay. That will improve over time, though. And then the other ones that we met were the word that I... Ah, here we are. For whatever reason, we didn't get that first contact relationship penalty. So these two are going to hate me just about the same, because it was almost exactly the same. Yeah. I mean, it is pretty much the same, isn't it? Yeah. They have the same attitude, so, hey, maybe they'll be buddy-buddy with each other. Then again, the Tholians I don't think really like much of anybody. Well, I don't think they know each other. These guys know the Valerians, and the Valerians are friendly with us, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they're pretty friendly with us, and they're already in association status. Alright, so if they know each other, I think these are the Valerians right here, yeah. So they're gonna be... There's the Tholians. Okay, where are the other dudes that we met? Oh? Oh, they're very small. They're right here. Well, I mean, Valeria has a lot of territory, but not many planets, so this doesn't really necessarily mean that the Valerians are more powerful than these guys. There's one way to find out, though. So the Valerians are equivalent to us. The only thing they're inferior in is technology, but we're trading technology, so that will improve with them. So these guys that don't like us, they're inferior in everything but technology. So yeah, not much of a threat. And then the Tholians are also inferior in every way. That's actually surprising. I would think that the Tholians would be maybe even better than us in technology, but they're not. They do have a decent-sized territory, as a matter of fact. They may be one of the bigger empires out here, the Temerians being pretty close, perhaps. The Romulans and the Klingons used to be rather bigger, but I don't know. I would say that the Tholians and the Temerians are the 2 big ones at the moment. I mean, obviously we are the most sizable, which will only get more so. Alright, well, let's continue here. So my goal Oh, okay, so naval capacity is already a problem. Now I regret that technology, but we can fix that without too much difficulty. One way we can fix that is with a naval depot, which will give us exactly as much naval capacity as we need. We'll build one of those. And that will be that. Okay, closed borders with the Tholians. That's not surprised. That's not surprising to me.
Construction complete.
Okay, survey completed. Through our systems, surveys of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. This is kind of the default Stellaris thing, I think. Our most interesting findings are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Earth. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid the continued search for strange life forms. So we get a bunch of society and research and energy credits, which we'll probably be gifting fairly soon because we're getting close to our limit again. We also have construction finished down here. So what else do we have to build in the system? Ah, the research, okay. Go ahead and do that. Which we can't afford at the moment, so we're just going to tell the ship to enter orbit, which shouldn't take it long, but shouldn't also take long to get the resources. So I'm going to wait for that. Oh, we've got it. Okay, now you can go ahead and... Okay. Now that we have that taken care of. So resources are kind of limited at the moment, but also our ability to build up a fleet is limited. Who was there was somebody I had to worry about. I don't know if it was the Romulans. I mean, obviously these two, but they're Fallen Empire, so, you know, that's not too problematic. But let's check. So we've got Marians, which we already looked at. Cardassians are labeled as superior. Mostly due to the naval capacity, which I always get confused at, because naval capacity, in my opinion, of the other two things is not as valuable. It just means that they could build more ships, but they haven't yet. The Romulans, same thing. I think it was the Cardassians we had to worry about before, so we have built up our fleet enough that we are rivaling them at the moment. But the fact that they could build up their fleet further is the concern. The Klingons actually kind of like us outside of the fact that we have these closed borders. And similar situation to the Romulans. They have a superior naval capacity, but we're equivalent in everything else that matters. So naval capacity is going to be a concern at some point. So the next research we do, probably look towards that.
System survey.
Actually,
complete.
you know, now that I think about it, what affects this? Let's take a look at that. So we've got, let's see. So space, combat doctrines plus 40, production of dilithium 1 plus 10. Ah, so we traded away our dilithium. Maybe that was a mistake. Reduced by minus 20% due to coalition contribution. So that hurts us a little bit. Okay. And then we have increased maintenance because of the being over our cap, which is fine actually because we have plenty of energy credits, but obviously we don't want to keep that situation. Yeah. The naval capacity is increased by your number of pops and starbase anchorages, and also by certain technologies and traditions. Well, we already did one building that will help us in that regard. We could do more. For example, this is a place where we have ships right now, so we could go in here, go into our empty module slot, and we could go with the naval depot, because that makes sense, because that's pretty much how we're using it. So we'll do that. Give us a little bit more naval capacity. Then I may round out... Oh, okay, we got another Mars development project. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead... You know, I'll read it real fast here. No one knew why Utopia Colony, one of the smallest settlements on Mars, was eventually picked for this project. No doubt, there was a great deal of politics behind the decision, an attempt to promote the frontiers of the newly settled planets. The Confederation The Confederated Martian colonies have decided they will initiate a construction project that will rival any of that on Earth. Still, it was a tiny hamlet on the Utopia Planitia lava plain that would become the site of Starfleet's main fleet yard. Within a month of the project, the small town was transformed. Within 2 months, the foundations of a superstructure were placed 16,000 kilometers above the colony. In synchronous orbit, now the Utopia Planitia fleet yards fill the sky with dozens of giant dry docks. Okay. We'll have to take a look at the implications of that in the next video. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.